this week's edition of Fast Track Live, we met up with Purdue President Mitch Daniels for the 2017 State of the University Address.
Also, we'll take a look at the new Liberal Arts Career Center, and later we sit down with Kirsten Meitz of the Purdue Women's Swim Team. All that and more coming up. Fast Track Live starts now.
Welcome to Fast Track Live. We're coming to you live from the Fast Track Studios, brought to you by the Brian Lamb School of Communication at Purdue University. I'm Sarah Cohen alongside Dakota Simon.
At the beginning of the year, Purdue President Mitch Daniels released his annual email outlining current issues and events going on around Purdue University. Our own Trevor Peters had the opportunity to sit down with President Daniels for his State of the University address.
Thank you for joining us for the 2017 State of the University Address, produced by students of the Brian Lamb School of Communication and Fast Track Live. My name is Trevor Peters, and I am a senior in the Brian Lamb School, and of course joining us is President Daniels here today. First thing we want to talk about is how you open the letter. So academic integrity, academic excellence, and academic rigor. So in discussions with University Senate and university faculty, what are we thinking when we think of academic rigor? How can we make sure that students aren't suffering from a world-class education but are still being challenged at the same time?
Yeah, these are great. These are the right questions. And my viewpoint is that Purdue apparently, and I think provably, is a little tougher school than most. There's a decades-long, as you pointed out, record of average GPAs being somewhat lower here. And when you adjust this for the quality, the apparent quality of the entering class and so forth, it's a clear pattern. But I just believe that it's admirable, but it's also advantageous to Purdue students to attend a place where you have to study a little harder than other places, and where the world knows that if you emerge from here with a solid average, you earned it.
So final question, we just want to end it today by asking you, it's your 5th year here, sitting in your office, are you content with the state of the university currently and everything that has happened here in 5 years? What have been the great things that we've been able to achieve, and what are things that we can do to improve?
No, I'm not content, and you shouldn't want me to be content. Do I believe that Purdue is a fantastic place and that we're having some pretty good progress and strong days? Yeah, I do. But we're never going to be content. We're not nearly the school we could be and want to be. And so we'll continue to be open to new ideas and try to think of a few ourselves that will take us further upward. There are plenty of places where we need to be stronger. We're world class in certain disciplines and not distinguished in others, and so we'll be working on those things. We've talked in this terrific interview about various ways, and rigor and integrity and so forth, that where we know we would like to improve further, all aimed at the ultimate goal of making the value of a Purdue degree as high as anywhere. And so I love being here. I think we are, as a university, one of the strongest around, but you can always be a lot better. So heck no, we're not content. And if we ever start acting that way, we're going to count on you and your fellow student journalists to come around and snap us out of it.
Well, we're certainly grateful Mitch was able to sit down with us. He's obviously constantly working for the students here at Purdue University and the faculty, making this a great university. From what he's already done in his first 5 years, it's pretty impressive what he's been able to do.
Absolutely. I know he's very hands-on with the students' future and their education, so it's great that we got to sit down with him. Yeah, always at the athletic events, hanging out with students, trying to see what we should do to make university life better, what we can do with the campus to make it better for students. The athletics facilities are coming up, and he's obviously a great part of that as well. So it's been pretty impressive his first 5 years here as president. Absolutely, I agree. Make sure to check out the full interview from Fast Track Live on our Facebook and Twitter pages. When we come back, the new Liberal Arts Career Center is in full swing, and we check in with the Purdue College of Ag about new pesticide discoveries. And later, stay with us. Sheena will have the weather report.
Liberal Arts Career Center has just recently opened to help students in the college further their educational experiences with internships and postgraduate job placement. We sat down with Liberal Arts advisor Jen Shirley to learn more.
The Career Center will work in conjunction with the Center for Career Opportunities on campus to fill in the gaps that exist for liberal arts students. So we have an internship manager here on staff who will work with students one-on-one to help them find internship opportunities and help them prepare for those opportunities.
At the beginning of this year, Purdue's local celebrity State Street Steve was hospitalized for several weeks after his health rapidly declined. Students and the public have raised over $7,000 to help pay for his medical bills and find him a home. However, while in the hospital, it became known that Steve is a United States veteran and is now living at the Indiana Veterans Home in West Lafayette. His family has been contacted and his health has improved.
Workers and farmers wanting to comply with worker protection standards concerning pesticides can find all the latest news at the Purdue Pesticides Programs page. The page offers all the latest news on requirements and updates on rules for farms around the country. Joe Bekovitz, a specialist for the Office of the Indiana State Chemistry, said the new requirements are designed to close some of the old loopholes that may have left some workers and handlers at risk. For more information on the pesticide rules and regulations, visit the Purdue Pesticide Programs page or contact the Office of the Indiana State Chemist. Now we'll go over to Sheena with the weather.
Well, today we did have a very warm day, which is very unusual for February. We had a high around 68 today. Right now we're seeing a temperature around 67. We will see a slight chance of precipitation later on tonight, carrying on into Tuesday morning. Dew points around 49 degrees, and we see a wind coming from the southeast around 10 miles per hour. And then tonight we'll see a low around 55. So today we had very warm weather, but 2 years ago we had a high around 19 degrees and a low around -6 degrees. That's crazy if you think about it. 2 years ago, we even had some snow on the ground. So compared to 2 years ago today, we have very nice and beautiful weather out. If we go ahead and look at the surface map, tomorrow morning we will see when that rain starts coming into our area. So this low pressure system here will be heading over to the east, bringing us those clouds and that rain, along with that cold front up ahead of it. So then as we go on to the 3-day forecast, we can see that again, that rain comes on around 7 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, carrying on into Wednesday, around 66 degrees on Tuesday, and then a low around 47. And then Wednesday, we see a high around 70 and a low around 48. And then clear skies on Wednesday, carrying on into the rest of the week. Again, we'll see some more rain throughout the rest of the week and a chance of snow even on the weekend.
Well, it looks like we have some beautiful weather coming up, maybe some rain, but it's been warm lately.
Yeah, we should enjoy it while we have it.
Absolutely, be outside as much as possible.
Yes, yep.
All right, well, this past week was Healthy Relationships Week to promote domestic violence awareness and support. Sororities and fraternities on campus participated in several events all week to help raise money for our local YWCA. The $3,000 raised towards helping survivors of domestic violence. Alpha Chi Omega hosted all events and are encouraging students to learn more about warning signs of abusive relationships.
Highest number of domestic violence incidents occur between the ages of 18 to 24, and being a college campus, most of our students fall within that age range. So it's incredibly important to promote healthy relations among students.
I'm here with Tommy. Tommy, there's a lot been going on in sports recently. It was a great week for men's basketball. Coach Painter's team moved up 2 spots in the poll to number 14. Pretty exciting for basketball fans and all sports fans around West Lafayette.
Yeah, so much more of that when we come back.
And now Fast Track's Tommy Barrett with their sports update.
Tommy Barrett here, and welcome to sports. As I mentioned last week, baseball season is upon us, and the Purdue Boilermakers started their season by headed to the Lone Star State to take on the Bobcats of Texas State. The Mark Wasikowski era began with a 4-game series split with the Bobcats in a series that produced 75 total runs. The Boilermakers take on another Sun Belt Conference team next weekend as they travel to Little Rock for a 3-game series. It will be the first time Purdue has been to Arkansas since March of 1967. Friday's series opener starting at 4 o'clock. Now to wrestling. Purdue Wrestling came up with a big upset victory this weekend, going to number 17 South Dakota State and winning in a close one 20-19. Ultimately, it was the redshirt sophomore Ben Turner's pin at the 125 class that broke the stalemate and gave the Boilermakers their first-ranked victory since upending number 20 Indiana in February last year. The Boilermakers finished their dual meet season with a 9-7 record and will be in Bloomington for the Big Ten Championships March 3rd and 4th. Now, let's go to Mackey Arena, where both basketball teams were in action this weekend, and we'll start with the men's team taking on Michigan State. The 16th-ranked Boilermakers were looking for the season sweep against the Spartans on Saturday, and it was the Biggie Swanigan show as he knocks down that three and the beautiful jump hook in the lane. He finished with 24 and 15 for his country-leading 23rd double-double. Vince Edwards in the second half, 50th player in Purdue history to get 1,000 points. One more time, Swanigan to Haas. And Matthias is going to cap off the Purdue Boilermaker victory with a score of 80-63. Here's what Painter had to say.
No, I talked to them before other day before the Wisconsin-Michigan game and just said, hey, if we just take care of our business, things will, everything will be fine. I said, there's no reason to talk about, a race or where you stand when your focus should be on the personnel of your next game. How are we going to play the next game? A lot of times when you get in this situation, it's the distractions. Something happens or, someone gets injured. Some things happen to go against you that you can't control. Then you can't control those things.
Women's basketball was also in action on Sunday as the Boilermakers took on the Iowa Hawkeyes as Purdue hosted their annual Pink Zone game in support of the Community Cancer Network of Greater Lafayette. We will pick this one up in the second half as the Boilermakers were trailing by 10 to start the second half, and it was a tale of two halves. The Boilermakers outscored the Hawkeyes 47-17 in the second half. After 16 first-half turnovers, the Boilermakers cut that down to 3, and the star of the game, once again, Ariana Harris, 14 points and added 9 rebounds, which resulted in a Big Ten Freshman of the Week honor for Harris. Boilermakers would go on to win 72-52, improving to 17-11 overall, 8-6 in Big Ten play, and they move into a tie for 5th place in the conference standings. Now, let's go to the association. Big news came in late last night as the NBA All-Star Game as Sacramento Kings center DeMarcus Cousins was traded to the New Orleans Pelicans in exchange for 2 draft picks and Buddy Hield. The move allows Cousins to link up with fellow University of Kentucky star in the front court Anthony Davis, who also had a pretty good Sunday night as he earned the 2017 NBA All-Star MVP, pouring in a new record of 52 points. Now to the pool. Steele Johnson wasn't the only Purdue Boilermaker with Olympic aspirations here at Purdue. Junior swimmer Kirsten Mites sat down with Fast Track Sports to talk about the Olympic trials and much more.
Well, swimming at Olympic trials, that was one of the most exciting meets I've ever been in. I remember racing my first race there, the 400 freestyle, and I had never had so much fun racing before. It's just set up in this big arena, and it was just super cool because I had touched first in my heat, so my face was up on the jumbo screen, so that was something really cool.
She might not have made it to Rio, but Mites did win a Big Ten medal in the 500 freestyle.
I looked up into the stands and I looked up to see my team and I was like, I'm just going to do it for them, and I think that's what got me through. And then when I saw the 3 by my name, that's what was probably the most special to me, knowing that I had scored more points for the team. Just being able to get that Big Ten medal was just a dream come true.
Mites has a reputation for speed inside the pool, but outside the pool, she has a reputation for a different kind of speed in a Wisconsin ice cream parlor.
I have been asked this so many times.
So first off, is it true?
Yes.
It is true that you can do it?
Yes, so I'll give you a little backstory. There's this ice cream parlor back in East Troy, Wisconsin, and me and my dad are huge sweet tooths, and I don't really know how it came about, but he's like, I want to see you eat 10 scoops of ice cream in under 20 minutes, and if you do, I'm going to buy you a new practice suit for swimming. So I was like, okay. And so we go to the ice cream parlor. I think I had like a turtle sundae with 10 scoops or whatever it was, and finished it in 14 minutes. It was no problem. I probably could have gone faster if I didn't get a brain freeze. So
Connor Hoke, Fast Track Sports.
And welcome back, Dakota. Matt Painter currently second in the Infinity Coaches Challenge.
I'm glad to see a lot of Big Ten coaches on the top of that list. When we come back, we'll take a look at a musical taking place at Powell Hall. Stay with us. A new musical is playing at Powell Hall. Cabaret takes the audience to a raunchy 1930s nightclub. Reporter Molly Shaughnessy got a sneak peek into the world of Cabaret.
Come hear the music play. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret.
It's Cabaret at Powell's Hall Nancy Hansen Theater. The audience goes back in time to 1931 Berlin. It's all party in the beginning, but unfortunately not all is fair in love and war.
What am I supposed to do? What would you do?
The musical puts an emphasis on individualism and how you can find your place in a world that seems like it's falling apart.
I think there's something really important about what it says about people and how important every individual person is and how valuable everyone is.
The message that it has to convey is so important. I'm really interested in stories about individuals finding their place in the world, and this is a time when the world falls apart around those people. And so instead of a comedy, even with a musical, we have a tragedy.
The musical has an adultery theme and a promiscuous feel. However, the audience can expect to leave the show feeling all kinds of emotions.
It starts with you laughing, and by the end you're crying, and sometimes you're crying and laughing, and you don't know which one you're supposed to be doing, and it's kind of cool the way that it does that and allows you to do all those things.
Molly Shaughnessy, Fast Track Live.
This past Friday, Zeta Tau Alpha hosted their annual Big Man on Campus fundraising event for breast cancer research. The all-male talent show raised over $100,000. Big Man on Campus started in 2010 and has almost raised $900,000 for breast cancer research. The Big Man on Campus 2017 title went to senior Nick Helt in Alpha Gamma Rho. Fraternities and sororities were excited and happy to participate in such an impactful event.
Everybody on campus knows somebody that's been affected by cancer, even more specifically breast cancer. So seeing all those people kind of band together, raising money is obviously important, but even just the awareness and being all together, supporting the amazing cause and just showing that you're not alone in the cause and that everybody has somebody that's affected by it and that we're all there to support each other.
And now back to Sheena with our 7-day forecast.
Thanks, Sarah. Well, as I was talking about earlier, we will start seeing some rain earlier this week around Tuesday. And then we'll see some more carry on from Thursday into Friday as well. Friday, there's about a 60 to 80% chance of rain. We're seeing a high around 63 on Friday, and then a low around 33. And then Saturday, when the weekend hits, temperatures start to drop. We're seeing a high around 40 degrees on Saturday and a low around 26 for Saturday then. We'll also see a 20% chance of rain on Saturday as well. As we carry on into Sunday, temperatures still stay low, a high around 43 on Sunday, and then a low around 32 Sunday night. So again, small chance of rain Saturday, and then carrying on into Sunday, low temperatures. Our lows tonight in the mid 50s to lower 50s, and then the highs tomorrow, we're seeing temperatures in the upper 60s, all in our area. As we go ahead and look at our 7-day forecast, we can see that we'll have some rain. That's all I have for you.
Thanks, Sheena. It looks like a lot of great weather coming up for Purdue students around campus. Throw a frisbee a little bit, get outside, do some running, exercise, all that type of stuff. Should be great. That's a wrap for this week's edition of Fast Track Live. I'm Dakota Simon.
And I'm Sarah Cohen. And for more up-to-date info on Purdue weather and sports, make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter throughout the week. Fast Track is up next. We hope to see you next Monday. Have a good night.